Well, the Hagerman hunt for 2015 was a good one. We decided to go ahead and go bow only, but went ahead and went into the big mineral unit where they allowed muzzleloaders and shotguns also. Didn't know if that gamble would pay off or not. That first morning riding in, it was beautiful. 28 degrees, crisp, sun coming up over the horizon. That's all you could ask for. Beautiful place. From the get-go, parked the bikes and spotted two sows and several piglets running by. Went ahead and put a stalk on, stalked within, I don't know, 50 yards of them. Couldn't get a shot off. Tobin was fixing to start ranging and thinking about getting a shot off when we heard a shot about 200 yards off to the west. Startled those hogs and we were off chasing them again. It wasn't a couple of more minutes and it sounded like we'd run across another hunter who set up a blind in one of the fields, and he got a shot on one of them. And it was a good opportunity. One thing that we had not anticipated was the creeks running being a barrier that we couldn't cross. We weren't lucky enough to find a tree that had fallen across the creek, so we were kind of kept on the east side of Mineral Creek. Did our best to stalk around there and try to find some hogs. Had a lot of pressure in there and just never could get on them. We came out of the big mineral unit somewhere around 3 o'clock on Friday, and I decided I'd go ahead and scout some new ground up at the good unit. Well, day one of the Hagerman hog hunt in 2015 is all but in the books. About 6:25 on opening day, and saw a lot of deer, saw a lot of hogs, and heard a lot of shooting off the west of Big Mineral. I don't think I've seen as many armadillos as I saw today. Probably saw at least 12 or 13. But all in all, it's a great day, and we'll be back out after them tomorrow. Got to the refuge early and signed in, checked the hunter's logs, went and decided I'd go ahead and change tactics a little bit, and parked on a hard curve there on the north side of Big Mineral. And as I was pulling up, there were 3 other pickups there with 5 hunters walking in with shotguns. I was wondering if I was making the right decision, but they were taking a trail to the left that'd take them close to the creek. Saturday was one of those no pressure days. I decided I was going to go ahead and scout for deer, and if I ran across some hogs in the process, it'd be the icing on the cake. Hugged that north boundary and saw some new country I hadn't seen before. After I went about a half mile, I decided to get off the mowed path, and it wasn't 2 minutes after I got off that mowed path I heard some grunting off to my left, so I clipped up, knocked an arrow, and started stalking. Had a medium-sized pig give me a slightly quartering 2 shot at about 15 yards, and I let the arrow fly, and I think I rushed the shot. It went straight over its back and lodged that rage in a cedar tree. But I went ahead and moved on and kept stalking, and got about 4.5 miles in, and to this point I had seen nobody on the west side of Big Mineral, and I was pleased with that. By this time it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. Had 2 or 3 adults and about 7 or 8 piglets move around in front of me, and I saw them. I knew the general area, so I started working my way that direction. At this point I see some does, so I turn my camera around, turn it on, and start filming those does. And at this point I'm so focused on those deer that I'm not really paying attention to much else, and I hear off to my left some grunting. After I hear those hogs, I'll take 2 steps to the right and get ready for the shot. Those hogs are coming in at about a 45-degree angle. The wind's not perfect, but it's still in my favor, and those hogs never see me. And that sow stops, and she knows something's there, and she moved her head to get a little bit better look, and that's at what point I went ahead and hit that release and let that arrow fly. It flew true and hit its mark, and she ran off about 35 yards and piled up. Good shot there. I got a pass through. It was dangling off her left side. After taking some pictures, I went ahead and got my Hagerman knife back out and went to work on her, quartering her up and getting the back straps out. That took about 35 minutes. And all in all, it was a great experience. I learned from the 2014 hunt, and that helped me here. Definitely one of those things that you got to learn from your mistakes of the past, and I feel like I did this trip. That 4-mile hike out was a little bit easier because I had that hog strapped to my backpack. So all in all, it was a great hunt, and I really thank the Lord for Him providing that. The folks out at the Hagerman do a great job, and I look forward to coming back in 2016.